Hey everyone, welcome back. So, we're going to be talking about how to get freelance and copywriting clients in 2024 as a beginner. If you're brand new and you're struggling with finding clients and all that stuff, and you want to do copywriting and all that stuff, there's a lot of things that you need to do to stack up, right? There's a lot of things you need to know to be one because, when I first started in 2024, there was only a couple things like, oh, I need samples and a website and go pitching and yay, I got all my jobs. But now that it's 2024, things are a little bit different. There's probably tons and tons more people that want to be a freelance writer, especially since pandemic. Lots of people want to stay home. Lots of people want to do remote work. Lots of people want to be a freelancer. So the steps, the tactics, the strategies are slightly different than when I first started in 2024. So I want to help you if you want to get started as a freelance writer, a copywriter. Let's go through some of the things that are important that I'm going to stress more than maybe how I would have back in the day or even like 5 years ago. If you guys have any questions, just post them below. I do want to get started. I did not eat my lunch, so I'm not going to be coughing up a storm. So I'm going to have my lunch after this, which is going to get me motivated to get through this, give you as much information in the shortest amount possible, shortest amount of time as possible, but try not to stumble over my words. Okay, let's get to this. To begin this road, this journey as a freelance writer, copywriter, you need to understand the types of clients that hire writers online. Okay. There are different buckets of clients. The ones that I am going to talk about are agencies, solopreneurs, and like small to medium-sized businesses. While the small to medium-sized businesses can fit in those buckets of agencies and solopreneurs, just to let you know, they can be a separate type of client. So with agencies, I have my notes here, so I just want to make sure that I don't stumble over my words. So like with agencies, many writers think of marketing agencies, like social media marketing agencies, digital marketing agencies, content marketing agencies. They do hire writers, but realize that there are other types of like agencies that are service based for for smaller topics, for smaller industries. So for example, I worked as a copywriter for a WordPress service agency. They were an agency that was providing SEO training to businesses that were helping with WordPress management services for small to medium-sized businesses. And so they were an agency grabbing clients and they needed a copywriter to help with the content that they had online. So they hired me to write that content. So that's the type of small agency that fits into the small to medium-sized businesses that I was referring to. But when most people online think of an agent, they think of agencies like a marketing agency where they have a lot of clients that need content. So they hire a lot of writers to write that content. And a lot of times those agencies don't value the writing because they have so many clients. They just need the content. So they're not going to hire top tier writers. They're going to probably hire junior writers or lower beginner writers. So it can be a good entryway as a beginner to at least land a couple of clients. They may not be attributed to you. They may be ghostwritten. So you have to sort of weigh the options of like, I want to gain the experience fast. And then once you have the experience, then you can go out and be more confident to have byline pieces. You can do it that way as well. So with agencies, there are some pros and cons. Like I said, the pros are you can get in faster. You will get consistent work, definitely consistent work. Cons, it's lower paying. It could be ghost written, right? So that you can't market that on your portfolio. You can't share that unless you can speak to the client. Oh, and then another con is that you are working as a third party person. So you can't really direct your information to client work. You have to direct it to the marketing director, the agency there. So there are some cons in that capacity. But if you do it in the way that I did it with working with like boutique small agencies that are like WordPress management agencies, travel agencies, things like that, where you can get in as a copywriter, as a freelancer to do the work, that will yield higher paying clients because they are just an industry type of agency. All right. So if you guys have any questions, just pop them in. That's one type of client. The other one is like a solopreneur. I actually enjoy working with solopreneurs. So working with entrepreneurs, like business owners. They might have a coaching business. They might sell digital products, or course creators. They might be a YouTuber with a business that sells merchandise. It might be an author who needs an online presence. It could be a strategist, a content marketer or strategist. It could be influencers, beauty influencers, or fashion influencers that want to have an email list, for example, and start a business. They're going to need people like us, a freelance writer, a copywriter. A lot of the solopreneurs term content writing as copywriting. So they're going to seek copywriters, even though they sort of mean just a basic freelancer that can write blog content, write social media content. If you position yourself in that capacity as a copywriter, then of course you're going to look more appealing to the solopreneurs, and you can up your rates in that capacity because as a copywriter, you do have the knowledge to write persuasive copy that can hook people to come, and help the influencer, the author, whatever it is, their goal is to get more sales, to grow their followers, to get more views, whatever it is that you can position yourself as a copywriter to say, hey, look, I can help you with the copy so that you can grow your email list faster, or you can, whatever it is. All right. So solopreneurs sort of work with copywriters in that capacity. And that's what I did. I did emails. So I worked closely with one person who did educational materials. So she set up sensory workshops in her town. She set up, and then she created playbooks for the moms in her local town. But she had an online website. She was marketing a lot on Instagram to get people to, wherever she lived, to come and do the play dates and all that stuff, and organizing all that stuff. And she wanted to grow email list so that she can have the people, contact those people that she is, working with, and also sell them the playbooks and the manuals and educational resources. So I was the writer to write those campaigns for her, and the welcome series for her to welcome these new people that signed up to get whatever resource that she was getting. So that was my capacity. I worked with one person there. Another person was also a teacher, so she had more teaching resources. And then she would always have flash sales. So I was writing a lot of flash sales emails for them. And those are just like two types of solopreneurs that you can work with. I haven't worked with authors or coaches in a sense, unless they did coaching and I didn't realize it, but I haven't worked with those. But those are the solopreneurs. And then the third type of client that you might come across are the small to medium-sized businesses. They're also called startups. And they do have, a small or lean content team. So if you work with companies that are startups, they may not have a content team. For example, they may not have editors. They may not have a actual content manager. They might just have the CEO that manages the work, and then down the road, they'll hire a content marketer or content lead. So when I first started, those are the types of businesses that I really tried to land, because they were open to working with freelancers. I could relieve them of the work. I knew that since they were running a lean team, they were doing a lot of the work. So if I can take that off of their plate, they would be more likely to hire me at a decent rate. And at that time, it was like 10 cents a word, 12 cents a word. And they were more than happy to at least get that out of the plate. Coming in with fresh ideas for their content also helps with these types of businesses, since they are doing it themselves. If they can find someone that can do SEO research as a writer and provide the content editorial calendar and write the content, they're going to keep you on board. They're going to keep you, and you're going to have consistent work with them. Okay. So that's sort of the approach that I would come off with the startups. Small to medium-sized businesses, they do have a content lead. If you search on LinkedIn, a lot of the businesses that I'm actually pitching to and stuff have employees like between 11 and 50. That is a nice spot. They can pay writers adequately if content is their like lead generator, right? Each business is going to have a different way of marketing their business. They may rely on influencer marketing, so they're not going to rely heavily on content per se. But most businesses want content. They need a blog, they have email, they have social media posts. They need someone to write that content, right? So that's where you can come in and help with that. So you guys, if you guys have any questions, just post them below. But those are the three types of clients that I want you to start thinking about, and then sit and write your pros and cons list of like, why would I want to work with an agency? Why would a solopreneur be better? Why would a small to medium sized business be better? You know, pros or cons for working with solopreneurs is that although they can pay pretty well, they don't pay top dollar. All right. So you might, where the standard emails might be $300 for a solopreneurs, you can charge them $150, for example, per email. Right. So it's not high tier, but it's a good stepping stone. So that's one con. And then a con could be that they've never worked with freelancers. So they are going to be very picky and they could be controlling. So they're going to pick over your work. And I was struggling with one of the copywriting clients that I worked with. She really nitpicked every sentence of my email. So it was very difficult to work with her. So you're going to find clients like that working with solopreneurs as a con. Some cons with small to medium sized businesses is that they can't afford you. They, I mean, that's the biggest con, is that they can't afford you. Oh, and they may not give you consistent work. So for example, I've been hired by GoDaddy, but it's not consistent. It's ad hoc. It's whenever they need me. So you might find businesses that may not use you on a weekly basis. But a big pro for small and medium-sized businesses is the getting bylined work and having them actually teach you the process of submitting your work, of maybe working with a content management system like Notion, Asana, things like that, all that, and SEO. They might give you the keywords, and so it's going to help you learn more skills when you work with these small to medium sized businesses. I found over the years. All right, so once you have all of that, you want to, let's see my notes here. Okay. I did all of that. Okay, let's go to, based on those types of businesses, where are you going to find them? Okay, so with agencies, you can really search on Google to find a lot of agencies. Type in your niche and then agency, or just copywriting agencies, content marketing agencies. You can search in Google. So I can demonstrate that if you want. Or like I said, I worked in the WordPress maintenance section. So if I just did well, just travel agencies. This is local, so we're having stuff in Ontario, so I can find, I'm just going to go to VPN. All right, so if you just type in travel agencies, you can be more local and type in your city, but you can get a list. Google is going to serve up where you live and give you the list of the local ones. You can find something like, here's the modern travel agency. So maybe they work, in the US, or they work worldwide. You don't know, so there's all these things. So you can take a look at this agency, get a feel of what's, the categories that they have here. Lots of different areas where you can think as a writer where you can fit. And then you can just take a look and see how they have their content, like explore destinations. So they have pages here. So they have Europe, and they just keep going. So if I want to go to Greece, Milos, it just goes on and on and on. And then boom, it gives me some information about specific cities, which is kind of cool. So look at the content that they need. So if you want to be a travel writer and you are, you can take a look at something like Fora and see where are they? Are they on, like, where are they marketing? Look, they're everywhere. They're on LinkedIn. What is that? Spotify. They have a podcast. That's great. They might need someone to transcribe their podcast for LinkedIn. They're on YouTube as well. So they're everywhere. So this might be a nice little agency to pitch your ideas to, right? So it's as simple as that, where you can gather the list of leads, get all the type of travel agencies, and see if you can pitch your copywriting. And then the other for solopreneurs, I would rely on TikTok and Instagram. Those are the two that I would rely on. So, one of the people that I've been learning about is this young TikToker. He's also a YouTuber, Josh Richards. I don't even think he's 20 years old. But he has a email list here, right here, the TikTok newsletter. All right. So again, he's trying to get content out there. This is something where you can help them or help him with, as far as, like, do you need someone to get all the, look at, this is for the trends. So maybe you can source the trends and do a little write-up of it, so then he can repurpose it in his email, right? You can find a way, like, okay, here are these TikTokers that have an email list. What are they writing about? How can I try to find a way so that I can relieve them of the work, because it could be a lot of work for them to do all that, because that Josh has a lot of things on his plate, right? So he's obviously relying on help. So it's things like that, where for the solopreneurs, TikTok, Instagram, you can see where they're hanging out. And then for the small to medium-sized businesses, I always like to look to LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the place to find these businesses. I like to look at LinkedIn just in particular if I find a company that I want to work with. So for example, I might look at Loom. Is it Loomly? Loomly looked pretty cool. So I just go and type it in. They obviously have a LinkedIn page. I go in here and look, 11 to 50 employees. They're a small business, but they have a team. I can see, like, they do social media here. They do product marketing here. Lots of marketing. Here's marketing. So you can see I've been pending to try to reach this person here. Outreach specialists. So they have people here that have specific roles for content marketing. So they do and can hire writers. I probably looked at their site. Do they have a blog? This is how you can do the basics of finding blogs to write for in that capacity, kind of thing. I'm not going to go too deep into it because I do teach this process in Write Your Way to First 1K. So I have lots of students who, value that course, and I don't want to just give it off freely, but that's sort of the process that I'm doing. And currently I am doing a similar process with my paid newsletter, the Freelance Creator Spotlight, or no, the Freelance Creator Files. Sorry, I've changed it so many times. But if you're interested in, like, my personal thoughts, my personal strategies, what I am doing, this is the email that I share everything. I share how much my clients pay me. I share a lot. It's like a lot of information. So go ahead, sign up to that. It's bi-weekly, so I do it every other week. So you get access to the archive as well. But that's where I sort of share my strategies for, like, the pitching, especially for businesses. Let me just get to the right page here. All right, everyone, let me know if you have any questions. Looking good so far. Glad this is resonating and working with helping you guys. Excuse me. And then once you know where to find them, it's getting that list of leads. So getting that list of leads and then looking to see what they have online. Do they have a blog? Do they have an email list? Are they on social? Those things can help you see if they value content. If they value content, then you can pitch to them. You can use LinkedIn to connect with them that way. You can use an email finder to find the contact information. All right. There are lots here that I do explain in my course. So, but you can just research email contact finder on Google to find the different ones. There's a lot of free ones as well. And then writing your pitch. I do have a video on my channel of how to write that pitch. There are lots of different ways to write your pitch, but you do have to remember that you want to state who you are, who you serve, and something more personal. Like, why are you reaching out to them? What did you listen to a podcast that they were on? Did you watch a YouTube video? Did you learn that that business won an award? These things can make it more personal that you can add to your pitch. And then how you can help them. What is the challenge that they have that you can solve for them? That's what a good, strong pitch has, and it can help. It's built up on those elements, and that can help you find land the work that you want, or at least get a response saying, "Hey, I'm not in the need right now, but I'll keep you on file." And that's your job to follow up. Okay, so this whole process, follow up on that. All right. All right, doesn't look like there's any questions at the moment, but that's like in a nutshell, like the things that I would focus on. I would focus on finding those clients, cultivating that list so that you can do some pitching. Of course, there are job boards out there that you can use. I'm not talking about job boards specifically in this, but I think if you come at the client, at the business, and reach them personally, then that's good. And then having your brand on LinkedIn, posting at least some content. It doesn't have to be a lot, but posting some content can help you get in front of the potential clients. I don't post on LinkedIn every day. It's, few and far between, but I try to maintain some consistency so that when you go to my profile, at least a potential client can look and see my activity. And they can see that I am somewhat consistent. This was this morning, and then 6 days ago, 1 week ago, 1 week, 1 week. So you can see that 2 weeks ago. So I do post somewhat regularly here. And clients like that. They want someone that is online, that markets, that knows what they're doing, kind of thing. Okay. All right, everyone. I think that's that. I don't think there's much more unless there's specific questions, but I don't see them at the moment. Hopefully you guys can actually hear me, because the fact that I haven't had any questions is concerning, but that's okay. Either way, I will be here tomorrow to help you with blog writing. I hope I do get some people to come and ask questions about blog writing, because that is an important skill to have for these clients. You can find the clients, pitch the clients, but then you have to deliver the work. And so the next live for tomorrow will really walk you through that process to help you. Okay. Otherwise, take a look at my newsletter. It is chock full of valuable information. You're in the mindset of myself and the business. I have a 7-figure business with my content creation business and my freelance business together. So I do share a lot of information that you may not find online. Okay. But otherwise, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Oh, good info. Thanks. Thank you, Nikki. I'll see you later. Bye.